Sounds good. Audio's good. I think I got my things ready. Pump it too. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into this on this podcast. Let's get into it. Today's market scope, it fades into that a second time. Would you look at that? On time, it's actually 8:58 a.m. this morning. January 24th is Wednesday. The price of Bitcoin is $40,149. So we came up. Man, am I sour about it missing my bottom limit there by $138, I think it was. Man almighty. That is unfortunate. But that's the way she goes in this game. Looking at the fear and greed index today, and it is at 49. Same as yesterday. I'm just trying to change my display a bit here. I think I have that kind of cut off for you guys, which means I'm going to have to move it too. No, I'm dicking around. I'm going to leave that right there for now. It's as good as it gets today. Yeah, so fear and greed still in the same spot, kind of neutral, and Bitcoin coming up. So what to pay attention to today? Crypto whales hunt for bargains, of course. So one thing to understand, and even though people think this is a massive pullback, like the volume that's been traded in the last week or so since the ETF launch is massive. Billions and billions of dollars, right? Billions of dollars. And the price is, in my opinion, barely moving. So 20% from the high. A drawback as they dump, like I said, billions of dollars out of the GBTC fund, and Bitcoin just continues to absorb these outflows, and that is really impressive. So, Grayscale, or not Grayscale, sorry, they've been the ones unloading their funds. So the GBTC fund has been coming down, but the BlackRock ETF is now at $1.8 billion. So almost $2 billion after, when were those approved? January 11th, they started trading. So we're, a couple weeks in here, coming into a couple weeks, and it's insane. $1.8 billion. So if they hit $2 billion before the end of 2 weeks, like that's insane money coming into these ETFs, even though the price feels like it's dropping. And now, a lot of people saying, and it's easy to say, or, it's nice to say a buy the rumor, sell the news event, but this is not that, in my opinion. Like we expected the wick to 50K. We knew that at 20-30%, maybe even 40% drawback would be common or coming to this market, just based on how maxed out we were on the daily and the weekly RSI. We knew this was coming, right? So it's not a big deal. And in my opinion, it's not a buy the rumor, sell the news. If you notice, everyone else is still buying it. So this was a buy the rumor, buy the news event. This was a do not stop buying Bitcoin event. Same as always, right? It was a buy the rumor, buy the news, right? Like if you're not leverage trading, it doesn't matter. You just continue to DCA and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they sell or how much they buy, because we know that it's going to be a competition for this stuff. It's simple. People are greedy, and the people with the most value are the greediest. And they want to hold the most value. They want to continue to hold that position. So they will continue to accumulate these positions. And at $40,129 at the time of filming this video. So, big bounce off of 38.5. Yeah, I had a limit at 38.4 because I did think it was going to drop all the way to 38.2, 38.1-ish. So I had a limit up there, but it didn't hit. And that's a good sign. But now we have the FOMC meeting coming. Today is Canada's meeting. I wonder if I can catch the news for that. We are here in Canada, and they're having their meeting. I don't know what they call the meeting here in Canada because I pay attention to America so much. But they're having their rate meeting today, their finance meeting today, and likely decisions on pausing a rate. I can't imagine we'll be cutting rates yet, and I can't imagine they'll be increasing rates. So for Canada, I think that what we would see today is another pause. Wait to see what happens with the FOMC in the United States. January 30th and January 31st. And the thing with that is, and the inflation is that, it didn't increase. Okay. Inflation didn't increase because we stopped printing money for a bit. We've raised interest rates, but that doesn't mean that it decreased. And it doesn't mean that it's where they want it to be. So it's going to be a very interesting year because the rates are high and there's so many mortgages due for renewal. So especially in Canada, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, how it plays out, because a lot of people unfortunately won't be able to approve for their mortgages with the income they have and this and these interest rates, which is very unfortunate. But let's get zoomed in. Again, we're going to go to the weekly just to put the RSI on. Oh, man. I hate it when I do that. Do. I got to... Oh, yeah. Position. Don't want that. We want this. This is what we've been watching. You can see we hit that line. Oh, fart that line. I don't know why I even have that line there. It's pretty important, I guess. 36.2, apparently. Apparently I put that there for some reason. But still safe here. You can see we wick down below this line. And I just missed my limit order that I had there, unfortunately, because I'd be in nice profits already. But this is what I'm waiting for right now. Weekly close coming Sunday. We've talked about these two major lines of resistances, one being 10 years old, one being 5 years old. This red line, this red perforated line at the back is 10 years old, comes from the 2013-2012 run resistances following the run high. And this one comes from the 2017-2018 bull run high. So important lines. I am a fib trader. I trade fibs, but I do have trend lines on longer time frames, larger time frames. Zoomed out, because I believe that those areas are a little more important than the day-to-day trend lines, unless you are a day-to-day trader or 4-hour trader scalping and et cetera, et cetera. But coming into a bull run, it's a really good opportunity to just open a low leverage long and sit on your hands and continue to DCA and really stack some gains in Bitcoin and hopefully get more sats. That's the idea, is get more sats. And hopefully do it with as little stress and emotional torment as possible, because the volatility can be really hard to stomach for a lot of people, right? It's rough seas out here, and that's why I'm also, playing with leverage and seeing what my tolerance is for this run too, because I want to be able to hold something, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard not to close trades when they're in big profit, right? Yo, big wrench in the house, Liberty and Trust, welcome. Yeah, absolutely, we like gains, but we want to be able to hold onto our gains coming into this run too, and we don't want to let go. We don't want to let go too early, and we don't want to hold on too long, right? So I want to put my leverage low and have a good tolerance, so I don't close the trade too early. Not to be too greedy, but we want to go long and stack a few extra sats in this run if we can. So weekly, again, above these resistances, big old bounce here, like we expected off these fibs and this line here for now, because we know the FOMC meeting is coming at the end of the month, and likely to hold this position. So people thinking the price is just getting hammered on and coming down, but man, the amount of money traded, finally seeing $3,000 candles in a day, like we will see $5,000 candle days. We will potentially see $10,000 candle days in this bull run, right? So coming to $3,000 candle days, beautiful, man. Love that, right? I guess this isn't the daily yet. We can zoom into the daily here. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, so big, seeing some volume, some volatility come into the daily candles. This is what we want, right? It's nothing to be scared of. Boom, look at that. Wicked bounce down here, right? And if we put this on the daily, I did have that on the weekly tops. So if we move this to the daily, it's a little bit different, but not really. You know what I mean? I like to put it on the weekly personally. I mean, you can adjust the fib to wherever you want, but it all kind of lines up. I did like the way I had it on the weekly candles, though. Is where I've been keeping it. And you can see now we're fighting these resistances or these fib lines as resistances and support. I know a lot of people don't trust the TA. It's so funny to me that there's a lot of people in the Bitcoin and crypto space on Twitter where a lot of the conversation is that just don't believe in TA and they won't even listen to you about it. It's funny. Well, not that I speak a lot in spaces. I've been listening more, but a lot of the TA guys get kind of, it's like, people think we're just like out here reading magic or, fairy dust guessing. Whatever's. But yeah, we can see we're bouncing. We caught this fib as support here, which was 38.2, 39,765. Been playing around here for the last day, and a pump to 40,500 in the night last night, which was real nice. We still what did this hit on here? It hit 38,505. My limit was 38,376. Just missed. Yeah, FOMC one day after your B day, January 30th. Look at that. I think the meeting's actually on your birthday then, and then the decision will be the 31st. And I don't expect much. I expect another pause from them. But like I said, it would be that would be the major catalyst event that would send this thing back south to the 50% fib of the 2022 bearish trend, downtrend, bearish trend. I don't know if I don't really believe there's ever really been a bear market in Bitcoin personally, but yeah, sorry, let's go. I don't know what I was getting to there. The 50% fib, which would be well, it's different now because I've got it the other way, but roughly the same. It would have been around 32, mid 32, and potentially even this lines up real nice with this with the FTX debacle, right? 31,845, or was FTX down here? I think it was this level actually. But either way, you can see that again these fibs are lining up. Just kind of no matter which way you put it on this on the move. It's giving us roughly the same range. So if we do let go here, and the ultimate low of that breakout, again, we talked about that was like mid 37s, then I do believe we'll come back into the mid to low 30s if this lets go. And that would be healthy before the halving. So if we look at the RSI here on the monthly, it's a good tell, and we've broken massive breakout here from the 50, broke out of the 60, and we're now retesting it. So all this is going to be big tell and indications of what's going to happen. But we also know that the weekly just went and broke right out. And generally these charts have been following each other. All the other ones did. So if the monthly just decides to retest the 60 and this weekly decides to just retest the 60, we could stay above. That's still technically just a bull trend, right? This is a big, long, very nice, and you can see it in the candles here, even just on the weekly. This is really nice, long, and kind of rounded uptrend, right? There's still nothing to be scared of, in my opinion, as long as we're above this level, 38K here, right? And if we can catch a bounce on the weekly and catch a bounce on the monthly at 60%, then things still look pretty healthy. But if not, then the bull run obviously has not started yet, and we could hopefully get some more discount and sale prices before the halving. But I just don't know. Oh my gosh. Let's go back to the S&P 500. This thing is absolutely burning. Whoo! Wow. Almost 4,500 today. Or sorry, it did hit 4,900. So we're coming up on $5,000, I meant to say. 4,900. Unreal. So the previous high, we're already almost $100 over the previous high. And this thing just keeps going. Wow. So that's where the money's going right now. And hopefully when this thing decides to chill out, we'll see some money. I mean, it's going to, man, with FOMC coming, maybe we do see a bit of a flood back into the dollar. What's the Dix doing? What's the old Dix doing? Dixie. The Dixie also came up. So, I don't know, man. Everyone thinks America's just going to, like, flop and the dollar's going to burn up right away. It's like, man, nah, I don't know. Nah, not yet. They really freaking figured the money thing out. So, yeah, I mean, they hit a resistance, potentially stay under this resistance. But if people start to sell off the S&P after a high, then this dollar will maybe break this resistance at the end of the month. Curious to see what they do with these interest rates. You know, they don't have inflation where they want it, and jobs are also decreasing too. Like, the unemployment is going to be a big problem. There's like 20,000 jobs in the tech sector. What was the other company that just had another 500-600 jobs that are going to? I don't know, but it's yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the economy. Like, the economy is still not sorted out, and Bitcoin just looks safer and safer every day to me. Yeah. Yeah. Liberty and trust. What are you up to? What are you looking at? You're probably working today, but you know. Follow me on Twitter. Brand new over here. Well, I think the account's like a year old, but I really haven't posted. But you can catch updates and tweets and things over here on Twitter. At Web3 Jules. Follow me at Web3 Jules. What's Ethereum doing? Did it bounce? Yeah, big bounce. There you go. Big bounce off the 50 yesterday. That's looking good. Like I said, you know, all these things are looking pretty good. All the market is looking pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty healthy. Oh, what's all that? Oh, we don't want that. We don't want any of that. Come on now, compute. Come on now. All right, well, yeah, bit of a delay on the chat today, I think, but that's all right. Bit of a delay on the chat today. Yeah, so, I mean, I think it's going to flow here for the rest of the week, pretty much. I don't think we're going to be doing anything too crazy. So, same as yesterday. We're patiently waiting. We're DCAing. We're looking away in. Do the things. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss the updates. This is the biggest opportunity of our generation, I believe. And it's the easiest access. It's not like the stock market. It's not like the stock market where you need 10 grand and 1 million people to help you out and get in there. So, yeah, hang in there, and I will catch you in the next one. Bigs out.
Bigs and Bogs.